Alright everyone, welcome back to Planet Zoo. We are back in the swing of things here, but we are continuing with a bit of a smaller build today. We're not actually including any new animals. The reason for this is, of course, if you missed the last episode, I actually didn't have a proper mic, so it was pretty much just a really long time lapse. So I wanted to take a minute, take a step back, build something small here today so I can give you a tour of it in a minute. But you're probably wondering, what actually are we doing? Well, we don't really have anywhere for people to get food yet. We have our red pandas and the whole swampy area that we've been working on here in the future, pretty soon actually. The next 2 episodes are probably going to be a 2-parter in which I'm hoping to add a few new animals, 3 or 4 at least. But that is all for another day. Today I'm making the Banana Cabana. This took me quite a while to come up with the design. In fact, I recorded about a couple hours before this trying to make a sign for it, but I just couldn't create the vibe that I wanted, and honestly, it just didn't look good, and I'm not happy with putting something that I don't really like in this zoo. Like I said before, this is a smaller build, but something I'm trying to do more is play with lighting. It's something that I don't really include in stuff like this and something that I don't think about, but as you've seen with the statue that we did in the last episode and the lighting around the edge of the dome, I'm definitely making more of an effort to what things will look at night, especially because a lot of these animals that are going to be in the zoo are nocturnal, so realistically speaking, we'd probably be open at night. But as you can see, I'm redoing all the lettering here in a blue bamboo. In this game, there's 2 different types of bamboo. There's the normal one that looks realistic, and then there's the colourable piece. And whilst I do think the non-colourable piece looks better in some places, it's definitely better to have a blue one here because it just blended in way too much. So I think this is a lot better and definitely a worthwhile change. And like I said, here is the lighting. It took me about 25 minutes of messing around with this to actually get it to a place I was happy with. I couldn't decide whether I wanted it to be white, blue, yellow, orange lighting, but I think I decided on yellow. I can't quite remember. Most of the lighting in this place is yellow, which you'll see of course later, although I did change it a lot, so you'll probably see that better in the tour. My whole idea for this film was to create a kind of hidden oasis filled with fireflies and glowing tree stumps, stuff like that, all shrouded within a deep jungle like a kind of mystical settlement. Which I must say is rather fitting considering we have another series running on the channel called Mystical Skyblock, which I would highly recommend you guys check it out if you do enjoy these videos. I debated for a while whether the dry stone was a good choice for this build. Of course, it's a lot more wooden, naturalistic, bamboo, rope, stuff like that. But I had to keep in mind this is a real zoo, it's not some magical build that's one-off. And the dry stone is a resource that they'd probably have in this area. Of course, the zoo is located in South America, so they could probably get it from up in the mountains, which is why it's used so much in the dome right next to it. Don't worry, these disgusting little signs do get changed, although not on the time lapse. You will get to see it on the tour afterwards. And you can see me start to add in the lights in here. I'm using both pieces from 2 different DLCs. I've got the Arctic festive lights, I think that's what they're called, and I've also got the little butterflies from the South American pack. There's only a minute of the time lapse left, most of which is just trees on trees on trees on rocks on plants on trees on trees on plants on rocks. So I'll leave you here with the rest of the time lapse and catch up in a real-time tour of both this episode's build and last episode's. See you in a minute. Alright guys, we're back in real time at the Banana Cabana. Of course, this isn't a very big build, so it's not going to take me too long to show you around, but then I'll go over to the red panda habitat that we built in the last episode, and I might explain to you what we're going to be doing over the next couple as well. So, let's see how it goes. As you saw in the time lapse, this is the sign, and I've got to say, Planet Zoo's lighting effects, look at my screen right now, it's so freaking cool looking. This is genuinely one of the best looking games I have ever played, and it's so good. The animals aren't hyper realistic, but they look fantastic, and the animations specifically are incredible. But as we go here into Untitled Chapter once again, there we go. We can get a first person view of this build. I'll give you a tour around the stuff that I've changed. So as we walk up here onto the first platform, we've got a nice little seating area, which of course you guys saw me build. I also changed this up here. So now we've got this kind of pattern on the front of every one of our buildings. There's three. We've got smoothies, ice cream, and donuts. I'll be honest, I don't like how these look, but instead I built a little bar, and this is the kind of thing that I want to start doing more. This is really detailed. There's about 50 different pieces in just this little bar thing. It's made out of, oh hang on, that's a group. It's made out of these little light boxes and these little sticks of bamboo. We've also got a little entryway into the bar here, so you can kind of imagine it'd flip up going up on the left hand side, and then the person tending the bar could walk in. I keep referring to it as a bar, but what we've really got is like a smoothie stand. So we've got tons of different fruits here and a little pot there where you can make smoothies. Of course, this building here is a smoothie place, so it's kind of realistic that people actually will walk away with different drinks. And I'm going to be honest, I'm really proud of how this little bar thing turned out. And something that I tried to do in this build as well is play with different levels. So you can see this one that we're on right now is slightly lower than this, which I really like the effect of. Like I said, we've got ice cream up there, and you can see a bunch of the foliage around lit up by different light sources. For example, these little butterflies, which I mentioned earlier. We've also got little glowing things in the benches. I'm not too sure what they're supposed to be, but hey, they look cool and they light it up really well, so I can't complain. I'm moving down onto the third and final little platform. We've got a bunch of benches here, which I really like once again. And of course, we've got the little donut hut. I don't believe I mentioned this in the time lapse, but you can see the bananas hang off that tree. Those are actually bananas that you're supposed to place on little market stalls for the Indian section, and a banana palm tree. So I actually attached and rotated the bananas around it so it looked like bananas were actually growing on the trees, which of course suits the name Banana Cabana. But now I'm going to go ahead and run all the way over to the red pandas. I really don't think in the last episode I did this little statue justice. I think the lighting on it works super well, and I really like the three different red panda things. It's these kind of cool little statues which you can use in different ways that I think really make Planet Zoo's custom building system amazing. But switching to daytime here so you can get a better look at the red pandas. You saw me doing this in the time-lapse last episode, but it wasn't working. For some reason I had a glitch that didn't let me edit any educational boards or signs like this. In addition, I couldn't change the temperature of the heaters or the range or anything like that, but after the episode I did end up fixing it. So we've got this little sign here, you can see the two next animals that we're going to be adding over the next couple episodes. I'm actually weirdly proud of this custom fence that I did for the red pandas using the dry stone and the little painted railings. And the views of this exhibit are honestly great in my opinion. It's a bit bare, and to be honest, I might add a few more grasses and stuff like that, but the red pandas don't like huge patches of grass. They prefer more dirty and rocky terrain, which of course makes sense because in real life they're native to the Himalayas. Of course, you probably saw this building in the cinematics on the last episode, but I'm really not happy with it. I asked Hattie whether he had any cool ideas for a restaurant name, which I want to build here instead, and he came up with Red Hot Chili Pandas, which I think is perfect. I think it's funny, slightly meta, brings us into the real world, but also creates a little brand for our zoo, which I think is just great. And that's about it. Over the next couple episodes, we're going to be filling in this entire area, but don't worry, it'll be mostly trees and rocks, so it won't all be shown on the time lapse. As you saw on the signs a minute ago, we're going to be having flamingos, hippos, and pygmy hippos, I think. I might add a couple more things. And this is all in the area that I'm referring to as the Ruby Basin. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed. It's good to be back with an even better mic than before. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to tell the difference, but I hope you do. And of course, if you did enjoy it, make sure to hit the like button. Comment if you want me to add any specific animal to the zoo. If you do, then I'll name one after you. And I encourage you to check out all the other series we've got on the channel right now, because we're really trying our hard to put out content for you guys. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!